Hello, Vault Dwellers, and welcome back for another Fallout 4 build tour. It's been a little bit of time since I've done one of these, and as many of you know, I have been working on this one for quite a while. So let's get in and get the tour started. Now, as you first come into the settlement, you will see that they've got a sign out, and yes, it's very low key. And that's kind of the way we want it. You know, after the Great Flamingo Wars of 2287, these poor little guys have just been abused, mistreated, abandoned, thrown in the trash, thrown in backyards, buried up to their necks. And, you know, I really wanted to give them a place that they could call their own and feel safe, secure, and loved. So when they first come into the settlement, again, they do have their little sign, but they're also greeted by some little greeter flamingos. And then they'll come down this way and across a little bridge where it looks like we have some injured flamingos. They bring them in all kinds of ways. I've seen them brought in on gurneys, wheelchairs, strollers, you know, you name it. However they can get injured flamingos here, they will do it. Once they cross the bridge, you meet our little triage flamingo, who kind of directs you all around the settlement and gets you going in the way you need to go. And their first stop is going to be inside the house where they get signed in. I'll try and give you a good little view of the front of the house there, but we will come back out and check it out in more detail here in a little bit. As you can see, we have a few more flamingos going in, as well as my favorite one, the Siamese flamingo. These guys are very rare, and I think I've only seen maybe one or two others out in the Commonwealth. And I am very happy to have one here at the settlement. So after they come past the triage flamingo, they can come in here to our resident monkey, Mr. Jangles. He is our sign-in officer as well as guard for the settlement. He does have a few bad habits, as you can see, but we do love him nonetheless. He has brought in so many flamingos that had been injured and needed a home that we've kind of given him his own little place here. Now, over in this area, we have our medical bay where Nurse Ratchet is on duty, and it appears that she does have an injured flamingo. And don't worry, little guy, I'm sure she will get him fixed back up. But it does look like we have an injured flamingo with a broken wing over here. I'm hoping he's going to be okay, Nurse Ratchet. But he does look like he is in dire straits, and don't forget to remove that Med-X from his bum. I'm sure he's not comfortable with that. Now here is their little waiting area for the family of the injured flamingos to sit and wait while they are being treated. Over in this area is our game room, conversation room, chill out room. They just kind of hang out and have fun over here, and it looks like they just finished up a game of checkers and now are debating the finer points of the winner and the loser. This is one of my favorite features here at the settlement. This is a take on John of all trades filing case fireplace that he made. I will leave a link down in the description to his channel. Go and check out his video on that. But this is kind of my little nod to it. I think it turned out really cool. I really love how it looks. It's, again, one of my favorite features. Let's see, if we come over this way, we have the Flamingo Lost and Found. They just kind of throw everything that gets lost or misplaced in the settlement over here in this box. And this is our Lost and Found officer. He make sure everything gets doled back out. Now over here is our little foreman flamingo. He takes care of all the financial needs of the settlement and makes sure that all the funds are being sent to the appropriate people. Now over here is our little reporter Flamingo. He wants to grow up and be a reporter just like Piper one of these days, so he's got all his little tools and tricks of the trade set up over here and is quite happy in his little corner of the world. Now if we turn around back over in this area, as you can see, we do have the stairs going up, but we also have some storage here for extra weapons that the flamingos can use in the settlement. We have a couple of drawers over here, and I think the bottom drawer has weapons as well. Oh yes, they do. Oh, there we go. Yeah, there are weapons in the bottom drawer as well. And it looks like we have a little injured flamingo who can't quite get out there and go swimming yet. So he is stuck just looking out the window at everyone else having some fun. But that's okay. He'll be out there just as soon as his wing is healed. Now over here, we have Mr. and Mrs. Professor Babbage. They kind of help nurse the mental health of the flamingos, and you know, they've been abused so much and just really need all the therapy they can get. So they come over here and they learn that really they are all in this together, and that, you know, by working together they will win over the tyranny of the raiders of the wasteland. Now if we head up the stairs here, you can see this is their sleeping area. These flamingos are very communal, and you know, a lot of them have a lot of nightmares and they just like to sleep really close to each other. So we've kind of made some makeshift bedding for them. This is really the way they like to sleep. Now if we look over in this area, we do have the main overseer of the sanctuary. He does his morning inspirational speeches up here, as well as a little bit of singing and, you know, whatever the flamingo settlement needs. A little bit strange kind of bedding area. It's very makeshift and hobbobbly, but it works for them. And we do have a few of them that are over there having a lazy morning. Yeah, and it looks like somebody left their Nuka-Cola Quantum up in the rafters again. That was probably Harriet. Now if we come out the back here, you can get a good view of the back of the settlement. We did kind of bring a swan boat from Swan's Pond over here, and it looks like one of the crazy little flamingos is out there riding its back, and we've got our resident lovebird flamingos here, as well as an overlook of the little flamingo party pad. Now over here in this corner, we have a rain barrel collection that collects all the dirty rainwater that we are going to be using for our farming area that they are getting ready to establish. And it looks like we have another little flamingo just out here waiting for somebody to come in. He's kind of a lookout flamingo, make sure that there are no raiders poking in, and or mirelurks. We do get attacked by mirelurks quite frequently sometimes. But, let's see, if we head back in and down, we can head over to let's go to the front of the house, I think. As you can see here, they just have a little area where they can kind of sit out of the sun, eat their breakfast, lunch, or dinner if they want. And let me see, over here we have just a few flamingos out talking and conversing amongst themselves. And over here is a fountain that Sturgis and I drug back from downtown and sunk it into the pond here, and now the flamingos can use it to go out there and take their baths if they want to. And of course we have our resident clown flamingo out there riding a toy boat. Now here we have our farmer flamingo. He is a recent addition to the settlement and is the main reason why we are getting ready to start growing our own crops. Before then, it was mainly the crops that I would bring in from the other settlements to help feed this place. But yeah, now we have a flamingo out there who wants to do it and start making it to where they can farm their own things. And over here, let's see, is another better view of the front of the house. Looks like we have some more lovebirds up on the roof, as they like to do. They are, I don't know, they are everywhere. But over here we have a little flamingo riding a tricycle, as well as our little flamingo who has decided to start a gravestone garden. Not sure, he keeps saying he's got little voices in his head, but yeah, I don't know, I don't see anything, and I keep trying to tell him nothing's there, but he hasn't listened to me yet. Now if we head over this way, we do have a little guard flamingo over here, as well as a couple that look like they're trying to rob the vending machine. It's okay, guys. You know, there's plenty of them in there for everybody. Now if we go over this way, this is our fishing dock. Sturgis and I sort of ripped up the dock over at Egret Tourist Marina and brought a couple pieces of it over here. And we just have a few little flamingos over here fishing and trying to catch tonight's supper, it looks like. Looks like he's doing a pretty good job at it too. It's got quite the bucket full. And we have our little working grill over here. But we're not gonna cook at it right now. I think we are good. We're going to continue on with the tour. Let's see. If we head over this way, this is leading out of the back or the side door of the main building over into our kitchen area. It looks like we do have a few flamingos in here who are getting ready to or are eating their breakfast. We have a little area set up over here for them, as well as some storage. And of course we do have Chef Bob, the hardest working flamingo in the Commonwealth. He is here donating his time at the Flamingo Sanctuary to make sure that every flamingo has a delicious and nutritious meal every day of the week. And we do have a little bit more storage over on this side, as well as our little worker flamingo who is busy getting dishes washed and helping Bob get prepared for lunch. Just a small little room. That's all Bob really needs. You know, you've seen some of his other kitchens, and that one is actually quite the luxury kitchen for him. Now, if we do move over this way, we did leave the logs that were naturally found here. Looks like we have a few little flamingos heading over this way already. And we do seem to have a few of them up in the trees as well as peeking out through the bushes. Apparently we have a shy little flamingo on our hands. It's okay, little fella. I'm sure they'll let you join in. Now over here we do have a little picnic area that we do keep set up for the flamingos to come over and eat or drink. And it looks like we have a little guard flamingo up in the tree. I guess he's playing lookout for the flamingos down here. Of course they do keep their weapons nearby just in case they get attacked. But again, not very often does that happen. And it looks like they are having quite the meal. It looks good, guys. So let me see. Over here, this is the boat that is naturally found here at Waldon Pond. We haven't done anything with it yet. That looks like the flamingos are over here trying to discuss what should be done. And as soon as they let me know, I will have Sturgis back over here helping me out, trying to figure out the best place to put whatever it is they think they need. Now we're going to go ahead and head back across the logs, and we'll go ahead and go in behind the house here and check out the party pad. Looks like we have a lone little dock out here as well. Maybe we can move the boat over here. I don't know. What do you think, little guy? Maybe some boat rides around the settlement. That would be kind of fun. So over here is just the back of the house. We do have, again, some more flamingos that like to hide out on the roofs, as flamingos are wont to do. And this is our resident mechanic. He kind of helps keep the settlement up and running and repaired. Now if we come over this way, you can get a better close-up view of our little party pad. I tell you, these flamingos, they party day, night, it doesn't matter, 24/7. These guys are over here whooping it up every day. As you can see, they do have a little radio. I have asked them to turn it off while we do the tour, just to avoid any nasty complications. Now over here, I do have a little giddy up buttercup that has become a resident of the settlement. Again, he helped Mr. Jangles bring in a lot of the injured flamingos that have been nursed back to health. So we have offered him a permanent home here at the settlement. Alright guys, well, let me take you over to one of my favorite areas of this whole build. Of course, we do have a little bit of junk and stuff stored up over here. We have not gotten it all put away. We do have a flamingo who is in constant contact with Radio Freedom in case they ever need some Minutemen backup. And now we can go ahead and head over to, again, my favorite area of the whole build, and that is the Matt and Sons small engine repair. It's kind of hard to see the lights in the daytime. Hopefully those will show up a little bit better at night. I've tried all different ways in different colors to try and get those to show up, but they don't do it very well. It's just the way the sun is hitting it. But it looks like we have a little flamingo trying to get up on top there, as well as some more guard flamingos. But Sturgis helped me drag this back, and we have set this up as a small engine repair, as the name implies, and brought back a motorcycle that Matt and Matt Jr. are trying to get back into working order. They thought that this would be a great father-son thing to do on the weekend, and I think they're coming along quite well. When they first brought it in, it was in nothing but itty-bitty little tiny pieces. I'm very pleased with the way it looks now. Let me back out a little bit and maybe you guys can get a little bit better view of it. And then over here we do have one little flamingo riding out on the buoy. I don't know how he got the fire out there, but he has been hard at work with it. And while I normally would not have left the stairs out, I did want to show off the top of the boat here, where our little flamingos do have their guns and stuff out so that they can help defend the settlement. And I think it's a really cool little view from up here. As well as It looks like we have a little druggy flamingo. I know old habits are hard to break, sir, and we will get you broken of those eventually, with a lot of love, help, and support. So we can go ahead and head back over towards the front of the settlement. We do have a few little flamingos just chilling out here on the rocks, drinking some Vim and some Nuka-Cola Victory. But yeah, I think this place really turned out kind of neat. I really enjoyed building this one. I've had a lot of fun thinking of all the little areas that I would want to hang out if I was a flamingo. So I hope you guys have enjoyed the tour, and we will go ahead and make our way back over to what is actually my favorite view of the whole settlement before I go ahead and close this off. I do love how this place looks from this view. It's kind of, this is definitely my favorite view of the whole settlement, is from this angle. So I hope you guys have enjoyed. While I don't normally do night tours, I am going to at least show off what this whole area looks like in the nighttime, because I think it looks pretty cool with the lights out on the water, and I have some lighting effects that only show up really well at night. So if you stick around for that, I would greatly appreciate it. Remember to check out John of All Trades. I will be leaving a link to his channel down in the description below, as well as JPEG of Death, because without him, this build never would have been possible. So thank you so very, very much for joining me today. I've been Vault Girl. Hope you guys have enjoyed, and I hope I see you in the next one.